Welcome everyone. In today's video, we're gonna review the game between Magnus Carlsen and Nijat Abasov. This game was played in the Fide World Cup 2023, the semifinals. I watched the semifinals. It was amazing, and now we're gonna review the games that was played in the men's section. So in today's match, Magnus is with the white pieces and Nijat is with the black pieces. So let's begin. Magnus plays e4 and Nijat responds with c5. This is known as generally known for people as the Sicilian defense, and Magnus chooses a variation which is known as the Rosalimo attack. Magnus played this line for a very long time. It was sort of forgotten at the beginning of 21st century, but Magnus revived it because he started playing it a lot. After a few exchanges, we reach a position where Magnus sacrificed pawn, but he achieved the structure of the black pawns like this. So these pawns are very passive, they're just doubled, and Magnus will try to improve his position in a way that these pawns will be in a disadvantageous position, and then the end game Magnus will be able to defeat his opponent, and Nijat will play with the idea in his mind that he's gonna use these pawns and then the extra pawn that he has to get some sort of advantage against Magnus. After a few moves, we can see that Magnus got the idea of playing a rook here, rook g1 because he wanted to push the g pawn, and Magnus got some big initiative on the right side of the board. But Nijat is also trying to have some initiative with this queen coming from the other side. So the battle is going on, and we can see a few moves exchange. Nijat defends his position very almost perfectly, and we see exchange of the pawns. And now f4 is played by Magnus. Takes. Actually, many of the grandmasters that I watched who had recaps about this, they said that taking the pawn here was the most pivotal mistake in this game that Nijat made. So after takes takes, Magnus has active rooks that are going on the final, active queen which is terrorizing this position, active knight who can come there and attack things, and this bishop is almost doing nothing, just looking at this. The only prospect that this bishop has is to drop back and trade with the knight, which will come here eventually. So the white has advantage now. Let's see how Magnus will be able to use this advantage. After a few moves, we see Magnus taking the pawn, and Nijat, we have to give credit to him, defends this position brilliantly. He mobilizes his pieces, he takes this absolutely great move which deflects everything, and Magnus is now lost at tempo. He has to play a defending move. He plays rook h5, and Abasov goes back. Everything looks at this position and everything is like, alright, it's gonna be a draw. But in reality, everything in the World Cup is about mistakes, and let's see which was the first player to make the mistake. This is absolutely Queen h2 is the worst. One of the worst plays that Magnus did. It is a major mistake, and in the sense that Queen f1 is the way to go, and Queen d2 is the best move after it, and White has initiative. But Nijat plays this blunder, which is rook g6. Now Magnus again has initiative. He drops back the bishop and tries to use this mistake for his advantage. He plays some moves, and now he takes the pawn on a7. Engine suggested that he should have done that way before, but now Nijat plays a blunder, and now Magnus' king is in a safe position. He's up 2 pawns, and he will have advantage in position. After this, d4 just ends the game. After check and c5, Nijat resigns because you're gonna lose the rook eventually, no matter what you do. If you move somewhere just like there, you just get hit with check here and mate. So Nijat resigns in the position. It was a good game, but Magnus used his advantage as more experienced player, and he really wasn't under any pressure. Nijat was had immense pressure under him. I want to congratulate Nijat for his very aggressive and very good game against Magnus. Eventually, Magnus was able to beat him, but it's Magnus, so he's gonna beat you. So a very good game, and now we're gonna take a look at the second game that was played on this tournament. So we're back at the second game. This game was played against Indian chess prodigy Grandmaster Praggnanandhaa and Fabiano Caruana. So let's see how the second match will go on. This game was a little bit more traditional. It started with Italian, and a few moves later we reached same Giacomo Pianissimo line. Gioco piano, should I say. This is Gioco pianissimo variation. After a few moves, we see that the position is almost equal. And now we see that after Prag's mistake here, Caruana really tries to push on the left side of the board. He tries to push it, but Praggnanandhaa stays very calm, very cool, very collected. He doesn't think about blundering. He just plays the most intuitive and best moves, most reactionary moves that you call in chess. And now he plays great move with knight c5 attacking the queen, and now after takes, Praggnanandhaa gets his rook out of danger, and after some moves we reach the position where takes, and now Caruana's advantage is almost gone. Caruana played very unexpectedly, and I think Praggnanandhaa wasn't ready for Caruana's aggressive game. You can see in the time situation that Praggnanandhaa is low on time, and a few moves after this we reach the position where it's Caruana still has some advantage, but now they missed this chance. Both of them missed chance, and Caruana plays great move, and he's getting ready for exchanging queens and going for the end game. Takes, and now pawn is going there. So unfortunately for Caruana, he wasn't able to save his pawn, so it's only gonna be 1 pawn advantage for Caruana. Like, this is still winnable, but it's gonna be very hard for Caruana, and now we reach the position where it's 0-0-0, and this position is almost solved by engines, and the engine is almost certain that it is a draw with perfect play, but still they continue going because they might get a situation where opponent misses something or they blunder, but nothing is gonna happen in this game. Praggnanandhaa finds some important moves, but after a few moves we see the draw. This game ended in a draw. So very interesting game and very interesting matches that was played between these two players. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and watch many of the grandmasters plays you find to continue improving in the game of chess. These guys were absolutely magnificent. They played almost 100% accuracy. They played opening perfectly mid the game and end game with only a few mistakes. It was like almost perfectly played for the human level. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to watch the second round of the semifinals. Magnus has clearly an advantage, but it will be very fascinating to see games between Praggnanandhaa and Caruana. Fabiano is now qualified for the candidates such as Praggnanandhaa, and we know that Magnus isn't going to play on the candidate, so a new Azerbaijan player that now lost to Magnus will also be on the candidates if Magnus isn't going to play, if Magnus will not play. So be aware to check my Twitch channel, which is named GagaGabunia, just GagaGabuniaChess, just like you can find me on Twitch. I regular stream there. So thank you for watching.